Hello and welcome to another video. First video for Affinity Evolved. This thing is releasing very soon, in just a few hours from when this video goes live, but they have posted every single card, including all the bronze and silver cards, obviously the golds and legends as well. So we're on the website here for Infinity Evolved. We got a pretty solid little splash screen there. The exchange tickets were revealed. We have Titiana for Forest, Feline, I believe it is. I'm really bad on the Feline. And then Aether. Aether's pretty sweet. I actually really like Aether. I'm kind of hoping I can pull an Aether, but we'll see. Honestly, I'm happy with anything except Forest. I'm not a big Forest fan. Forest might make me sad, but if I can pull either of these, I'll be pretty happy. Fully animated cards are actually pretty cool, though. Prismatic Phoenix and the Twin Calamities. Pretty nice looking cards this time around. Don't mind that at all. And then onto the featured cards. So, most of the golds and the legendaries were revealed on Twitter, for anyone who didn't see those, or in this case X, you know, name per changes, but bronze cards, silver cards, we haven't really seen anything from. Starting us off here, we have a Wild Heart, a 3-drop 3/3, these are all forest cards. Starting us off, just a standard rush, actually not too bad. Dwarven Mallet Man, a 5-cost 5/5 fanfare, select enemy follower on the field and deal it 4 damage. Combo 3, deal damage to all enemy followers instead. So this one's a potential board clearer card, although with combo at 5, bit rough. 7-cost spell, Woodwalkers, summon 3 copies of Gentle Treant. Gentle Treant is the 4-cost 4/4. Fanfare combo 3 evolve, strike, restore 2 defense to your leader. It's actually not awful, could be worse. Not really playing into what Forest wants to do though, a lot of these cards. The 6-drop 6/6 Ardent Elf fanfare. Summon 2 copies of Baby Concubine. Baby Carbuncle. This thing also has Ward, so that's pretty nice. Select an ally card on the field, return to hands. You don't get that effect, but you will get Super Evolve one, so kind of interesting. You can potentially play this, summon the Baby Carbuncle, Super Evolve it, gain 3 back. Whoop, that wasn't what I meant to click, but sure. So an interesting card. Then a 2-cost 2/2 Fairy Fencer activates in hand. Whenever an ally follow a Super Evolve, set the cost of this card to 1. Fanfare, add a fairy to your hand. So this could be a combo piece, potentially. Then we have a 1-cost Ambush from Above. Do this 1 time, deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. Combo 3, do it 2 times instead. So this one's a small clear card, I guess, which isn't too bad. It's also just a cheap card, so not bad for combo. 4-cost 4/3 gold. Fanfare, summon 2 copies of Fairy, evolve, give all allied pixie followers on the field +1. So this one can potentially be a swarm card. You'd be using this in conjunction with Arya from base set. Then we have a 2-drop spell, Garden's Allure, fuse forest cards, draw a card. If you fused a card to this card, draw 2 instead as a space effect. So basically a sack a card to fuse to it to then potentially draw an extra card. Not a bad little trade-off for a 2-cost card, especially for a draw card in Forest. Then we have the legendary 4-cost 2/2 Titania, Queen of Fairies. Fanfare, summon a fairy, gain crest, Titania, Queen of Fairies. Evolve, select an allied follower on the field and transform it into a fairy. And then crest. At the start of your turn, add a fairy to your hand. So this is a fairy generator. Not too bad, honestly. It's not countdown and it's a base fanfare, so you don't even have to use Evo. And you get to summon a fairy off it as well, so it's, I think going for Arya Fairy deck could be really interesting. I'm kind of hoping that's going to be more prevalent than Roach cards, honestly. I'd rather see, like, aggro fairies than Roach Forest, honestly. Then we have Lamage, Untamed Wild, 7-cost 7/7, fanfare, select 2 enemy followers on the field, give them, it cannot attack followers or leaders until the end of your opponent's turn, so this is kind of a stall-y type card. Super Evolve, select 2 enemy followers on the field, give them at the end of each turn, deal 1 damage to your leader and 2 damage to this follower. So a potential leader damage and clear card built onto the 7-drop. Interesting one for sure. And that is all the Forest cards. Then we move on to Swordcraft. Swordcraft has, let's see, a 2-cost 2/1 Gunslinger Maid. Fanfare, deal 1 damage to 2 random enemy followers. So another random damage card. Not bad for early clear though. Could counter some Forest plays. We'll see, we'll see. A 5-cost 4/5 bronze Night Shadow Ninja. Just has ambush, so this is your 5-cost ambush. Okay. 2-cost spell, lucrative deal. Draw 2 cards. Your opponent draws a card. That's an interesting one. A trade-off by giving your opponent a card for you to draw 2 cards. 3 cost 3/3 silver ward at the end of your turn. If there's a super evolved allied follower on the field, give all allied followers on the field +1/+1. At the end of your turn. Interesting. So this is a ward at end of turn. If there's a super evolved allied follower on field. That's got some potential. Might be too slow though. It's an interesting card. Then we have Ordinary Knight, a 4 cost 3/3 fanfare. Draw a spell, evolve, recover 2 play points. That sounds fine, honestly. Drawing a spell, you can guarantee draw a spell if you're only running 1 or 2 in sword. And then the evolve getting play points is quite nice too. Then we have the 2 cost spell, Band of Battle Princesses. Deal 4 damage to an enemy follower, enhance 4, deal damage to 3 random enemy followers instead. Okay. The art's kind of nice. Otherwise, it's just basically a clear. Then we have a 3 cost 3/2 Rose Princess Knight. Enhance 5, draw a Swordcraft follower that costs 2 or less, and set its cost to 0, basically giving you a free card. Rush follower strike. If the opposing follower is damaged, destroy it. So an instant destruction on damaged followers. Very interesting. I could definitely see some potential plays of the Enhance 5 for that. Then we have a 2 cost 1/1 Prim Princess Picnic. Then we've got Fanfare, add a Silent Maid to your hand, Ambush, Super Evolve, give all allied followers on the field +1/+1. Yeah, Super Evolve's, yeah, submitting a Super Evolve for it, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It's got an interesting setup though, and then it's Fanfare, if an allied Prim Princess Picnic's on field, give this follower +1/+1 and Bane and Ward. So, for 4 you could summon both, Super Evolve potentially, could be interesting. Then we have one of the legendaries here, Athenium of Peace, 6-drop 4/4, Fanfare, Rally 20, Super Evolve this follower. Whenever an allied follower enters the field, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. When this follower evolves, summon 2 copies of Steelclad Knight and give them Rush. So Rally is how many cards have been played, I think, or how many, I think it's how many followers have hit board on your board. So that's just from memory, from what Rally is. So you up your Rally count as you play the game, basically. Summoning stuff and bringing stuff to board. So definitely not bad with a free Super Evo. It's got some interesting things going on. Like, whenever an allied follower enters the field, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. And when this follower evolves, summon 2 copies of Steelclad Knight and give them Rush. So, like, Super Evolve, summon them, deal 2 damage to everything. Interesting. Urias, 11 Authority, 8-drop 5/7. Fanfare, summon 2 enemy copies of a Knight. Whenever an enemy follower enters the field, give it can't attack followers or leaders until the end of your opponent's turn. Deal 1 damage to the enemy leader and restore 1 defense to your leader. So basically just gives your enemy a couple of cards they can't use for the turn. Does some damage and then heals you. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. Could be interesting. There's just a lot of interesting cards. Definitely not the strongest couple of crafts we've seen so far. But we'll see what Rune has for us. So starting off with a 2-drop 2/2 Bronze, Adoring Witch, Fanfare. Add a Witch's New Brew to your hand. If there's a Super Evolved allied follower on the field, gain 2 Earth Sigils. This is your Earth Sigil combo piece. Magic Sediment and What's New Brew are the Earth Sigil cards. So interesting. Does generate your own Witch's New Brew. Arcane Archivist, 2-drop 2/2 Bronze. Fanfare, select a card in your hand and return it to deck. Draw a spell. Damn, guaranteed draw a spell is kind of good. It's basically Ruby, but more focused. 4-cost spell, Glacial Crash. Select enemy follower on the field and destroy it. Earthright 1, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. Don't hate this card at all. This is just a straight up 4-cost removal. Very similar to the bullet card in Portal. Then we have a 5-cost silver 4/4. Fanfare, summon 2 copies of Onion Patch. Evolve, gain the crest, rejected Arties. Words, man, hard today. At the start of your turn, summon an Onion Patch. Okay. So the Evolve gives you the summon an Onion Patch. Cool. Onion Patch, Rush, Strike, Spell Boost your hand. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I think that's fine. It's just a spell boost card for 5. It's not quite as good as Anangrea, for sure, but it's an interesting card. I think Anangrea is still better as a turn 5. I don't know if you'd run this alongside it. Probably not. Enchanting Perfumer, a 4-cost 3/3 silver. Fanfare, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 3 damage. Gain an Earth Sigil. Evolve, replicate the effect of this card's Fanfare ability. So basically just allows you to potentially clear 2 things and then summon double Earth Sigil. Don't hate that either. Another good Earth Sigil generator. Then we have Flames of Chaos, a 3-cost spell. X starts at 0 on spell boost, increase X by 1. Deal X damage, split between all enemy followers. Basically just massive clear potential, which is insane. Also, it's cool to see the Chaos Lion guy. I like the Chaos Lion guy. But yeah, this is a really nice clear card for 3-cost. Like, you can't get it to 0, but you can basically do what William does effectively. Because, yeah, it's split among, but if you get this thing to like 20, you're clearing most boards. Like, pretty handedly. Then we have Owen, Mysterian Swordsman. 3-cost, 3/3 gold. Ward, Clash, Spell Boost your hand, Evolve, draw 2 followers. Oh, this one has follower draw. So we've already seen spell draw, now we have follower draw on the Evo. Cool. Plus, Clash, Spell Boost your hand isn't awful, especially being a ward. So they're either going to clear it with a spell or they're going to Spell Boost you. Don't hate that. 2-cost spell, Pascal's Dance. Gain an Earth Sigil, gain Crest, Pascal's Dance. Crest, countdown 1. At the end of your turn, draw a card, Earthright 10, double the attack and defense of all allied followers on the field. Could be a lot of fun in a good Earthright deck, especially a big Golem Earthright deck. Then we have one of the legendaries, Athenium of Edexity. I really love the art, I gotta say. The art on this card is phenomenal. It's an 8-drop 5/5 aura. Last word, Earthright 2. Summon a copy of her. And then Super Evolve, select 2 enemy followers on the field and destroy them. Not a bad Super Evolve, kind of similar to Sylvia in that regard. And then it's really just this part. The last word, Earthright 2, summon a copy of her, is basically recurrence. Very interesting. And it doesn't say it removes this either, so you just get another copy of her as long as you have Earthright. Very interesting. Norman, Adamant Alchemist, 6-cost 5/5, Fanfare, Earthright 1, select a mode to activate. Mode 1, summon Guardian Golem and give it barrier. Mode 2, draw 3 cards. Mode 3, restore 4 defense to your leader. Yeah, I actually don't mind this. I think this is fine for a legendary. Restoring defense is quite good. Drawing cards is quite good. Yeah, I think he's solid. Especially replicating it on Eva as well. Like, if you wanted to run some Earthright stuff, between him and her, you've actually got a pretty okay Earthright setup here. Interesting. We don't have any big burst damage though, so Earthright's going to be playing the long game for sure. So that is 3 of the crafts down. Now we're on to Dragon. Starting off with a 10-cost bronze. Wise Guardian Dragon, a 4/4. Activates in hand whenever an allied follower super evolves. Reduce the cost of this card by 3. Fanfare, summon a Vastwing Dragon. So 2 super evolves, brings it down to a 4-cost. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't know if it's great, but it's fine. I guess technically if you use this with Olivia as well, I guess you could get it even lower. So maybe that could be a solid. We'll see. 1-cost 1/1, Soaring Ivory Dragon. Fanfare, if you're an overflow, draw a card. Otherwise it just has a rush. Don't know if I'm really hitting it on this. Oh, here we go. Ocean Dragon cards. 2-cost, Call of the Megaloka. Summon a Majestic Megaloka. If you're in overflow, draw a Call of the Megaloka. So you get to draw a second copy of this card. Very cool. I like to see the ocean cards, man. They're great. Then we have a 2-cost 2/2 silver, Intent Dragonite Princess. Fanfare, if there's a super evolved allied follower on the field, draw 2 cards. Nice. Just an extra bit of draw engine potentially. Then we have Seasoned Merman, a 5-cost 3/3. Fanfare, summon 2 copies of Majestic Megaloka. Evolve, summon a Majestic Megaloka. Yeah, more Majestic Megalokas. That's what I want to see. I want to see way more Megalokas, man. Just fill the board everywhere. All of them. Pyreworm Blade is a 1-cost amulet. Engage 1. Destroy this card. Select an allied follower on the field and give it +1/+1. Last word, summon a Pyreworm's Blade. Interesting. Huh. Oh, no, sorry. Select an allied follower on the field, give it +1 and the last word to summon a blade. So the follower gains the potential to get another blade. That is actually kind of a cool gimmick. Especially if you do like recurring blades. Could be interesting. Then we have a 7-cost 5/5 gold, Neptunes, Arbiter of Tides, Fanfare, Gain, Crest, same name, summon 2 copies of Majestic Megalo-Orca, yeah, more Megalo-Orca, Ward, Super Evolve, summon 2 copies of Majestic Megalo-Orca, so you just get to summon 4 Megalo-Orca on Super Evo, that's crazy. Whenever an allied Marine follower, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Marine followers, yeah, Marine Dragon. Whenever an allied Marine follower enters the field, restore 1 defense to your leader, it's also going to be like a healing attribute, that's kind of sick. Very cool. 6 cost, Draconic Strike. Select a card in your hand, reduce its cost by 2, deal 3 damage to enemy followers. Meh, kind of mid on that one. Then we have the legendary Fellini, 2 cost 2/2. Fanfare, if you're at Overflow, add a White Frost Whisper to your hand. Bane, and then evolve, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. White Frost Whisper, select a mode to activate. Destroy all damage to enemy followers. 2, increase the cost of all cards in your opponent's hand by 1 until the end of turn. Not a bad little card. Don't mind that card at all. I think it's fine, especially for a 2 cost. And you're mostly using it in Overflow anyway, so... Or you could potentially use it as just removal with the Evo. And then Finny, a Prismatic Phoenix, 8 cost 4/4. Fanfare, halve the cost of all cards in your hand. Okay, so this is effectively this like Phoenix Roost, basically. Like Phoenix Roost your current hand. Which is kind of stupid feeling, you know? That's very interesting. Very interesting. Like, Phoenix Roosting your hand from Prismatic Phoenix? Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Abysscraft. Raven, the Silver Bullet is our first 5-cost 3/4 bronze that we're looking at, and we have Bane on it. Okay, not too exciting. Evolve. Select 2 enemy followers on the field and destroy them, deal 2 damage to your leader. So more leader damage, but removal? Okay. Cultivator of Malice, last word, add a ghost to your hand. Ghastly Sortie is a 2-cost spell, add a ghost, skeleton, and rotting zombie to your hand. Rotting zombie is one I am not familiar with here. Last word, summon a rotting zombie and remove last word from it. Okay, so it's a recurring zombie. Interesting. 3-cost 2/4, the Volier, the Blastwing. Rush, whenever allied follower super evolves. Give it and this follower +2. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Especially if you give it to like Mummy or something. You could definitely create a potential clear with this and then more damage with Mummy. 6-cost 3/3 Undead Soldier. Fanfare, summon 2 copies of Rotten Zombie. Love it. Rotting Zombie seems pretty cool. Not gonna lie. I don't know if it's gonna be the best card in the world, but it's a cool one. Especially with, I think we're getting some reanimate stuff, so that should be interesting. So 2-cost spell, Winged Servant, summon 2 copies of Bat. Pretty generic. 3-cost gold, 3/2. The Cruel Commander out here. Fanfare, select another allied follower on the field and give it Bane. Super Evolve, select another allied follower on the field and give it Storm. Okay, so potential Storm Banes are cool. Exila, Nocturnal General. 4-cost 1/3. Fanfare, give this follower +X/+0. X is the number of allied followers on the field. Deal 2 damage to your leader. So another one that deals damage to leader. This thing does have Storm though. Interesting. So you could pump it up with followers on board. What was that be? What? If you max your board at what? 5, right? So 5 on it. Number of other allied, sorry. So it'd be +4. And then Super Evolve. So 8 damage Storm with Super Evolve. Isn't too bad, potentially. Then we have the Legendary, the Twin Calamities, a 9-cost 5/6. Fanfare, select a mode to activate. Summon 4 copies of One-Tailed Fox. 2, destroy 4 random enemy followers. Restore 4 defense to your leader. I think, yeah, the Restore 4 defense to your leader looks like a separate effect, right? Yeah. So you get one of these and then Restore 4 defense to your leader, I think. It's hard to tell with the layout of this, looking at it. 2-cost 2/3, One-Tailed Fox, Rush Ward, last word. Give random allied Twin Calamities on the field +1/+0. Okay, that's fine. Kind of mid on that card. And 5-cost 4/4, Charon. Let's see. Fanfare, reanimate 2, reanimate 1. Whenever an allied departed follower enters the field, give it Ward. Super Evolve, gain Charon's, just Charon's Crest, we'll just call it that. Crest, countdown 2, at the start of your turn, reanimate 3. So this way you get your reanimate 3 for a couple of turns, potentially giving you more zombies. This is actually pretty interesting. It's actually not bad either. It's a bit rough being a super evolve, but I think it's got some potential. Now onto one of the more interesting crafts, I think, Havencraft. We have Cleric of Crushing is a 3-cost 2/4. This thing has a ward, and it has evolve. Select a super evolved enemy follower on the field and destroy it. So this is a targeted, very targeted super evolved killer. Interesting. Mainly the fact that it has ward at 2/4 is pretty good, especially when you see the legendary that we're getting as well. Then we have Damas, Oracle of Malice, 2-cost 2/2. Fanfare, select enemy on the field and give it at the end of your turn, destroy this card. Okay, so delayed destruction, interesting. 2-cost Amulet, Luminous Sensor. Engage 1, destroy this, restore 4 defense to your leader. So it's just an engage heal. 3-cost 2/2. Colette Barrage Exorcist. Fanfare, do this 1 time. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. If there's at least 2 allied amulets on the field, do this 2 more instead. Do it 2 times instead, not 2 more. 5-cost 4 silver. Immaculate Adjudicator. Fanfare, select an enemy follower on the field and banish it. So this is some banishment. Nice. Like to see more banishment. 1-cost spell, Divine Guard. Select an allied follower on the field with ward and give it +0/+1. Deal X damage to a random enemy follower. X is select a follower's defense. Okay, so potential removal card. Plus more ward buffing, which is good. 5-cost 3/4 gold. Swiftblade has Storm, Strike. If there's at least 2 allied amulets on the field, destroy a random enemy follower other than the opposing one. Interesting. This has got that weird gimmick going on with Strike, where if you hit something, it destroys something else. But mainly it's the Storm, I think. Having any Storm body in Haven, it just increases how good Stormhaven is, especially with all the amulets. 2-cost spell, Maddening Benison. Restore 10 defense to your leader. Gain the crest Maddening. Countdown 2, last word. Deal 10 damage to your leader. This one's a weird one. This one feels like a last-ditch effort, which gives you like a countdown. You restore 10 only to potentially die. It's in the following couple of turns. Like it kind of seems like that kind of last-ditch effort. We'll see if this one plays out well or not, or if we get a card that kind of can synergize with it eventually. Then we have the 7-cost 2/4. We have Aether, Empyrean Guardian. This is the legendary for Haven. Fanfare. Summon 3 random differently named followers that cost 3 or less from your deck. Ward. And it has Super Evolve. Give all other allied followers on the field +0/+2. And Aura. Really solid card, Aether. Aether's always been a really solid card, and it's shaping up to be quite strong, especially when you see what Wilbert does. With a 6-cost 4/6, Wilbert has ward. Last word, summon 2 copies of the Holy Cavalier. Then you get the Evo, which gives you the crest for Wilbert. And it does whenever an allied follower with ward enters the field, give it +1/+2. So massive ward swarm. That's what this is. Big ward swarm. So you play this, then you play Aether, and then you just go, hey, deal with my 3 Cleric of Crushing. Basically, is what you're looking down at potentially. Really kind of brutal. Like, could be really interesting with wards. Then we have Portalcraft. We're starting off with a 6-cost 4/5 bronze. We have Engine Blade Maven, Fanfare, summon a Striker artifact, add a Gear of Remembrance to your hand, evolve, replicate the effects of this card's Fanfare ability. So this one gives you Striker artifacts to your board, while also giving you Gears of Remembrance. Not too bad, although 6 might be a little slow. 2-cost 2/2 Puppet Cat. Fanfare, if there's a super evolved allied follower on the field, add a puppet to your hand and give it +3, so this could be more Orcust Enabler, which is quite good. Then we have a 2-cost amulet. We have Artifact Catapult, to go along with Artifact Cannon, I assume. Fanfare, add a Gear of Ambition to your hand. Engage 3, destroy this, select an artifact follower in your hand that costs 5 or less, summon an exact copy of it, and give that exact copy at the end of your turn, opponent's turn, destroy this card. Wow, that's actually kind of nutty now that I think about it. Yeah, it's engage 3, so you play this turn 2. If you get the 1-drop card, you drop this turn 2, you make Alpha, you summon Alpha on turn 3. Well, it's not really necessary. You'd be better off if you could get an extra gear and make Beta. That'd be a crazy turn 3 if you could work that out. Then we have Heartslayer, 2-drop 1/1 silver. Fanfare, select a puppetry follower in your hand and transform it into a Doll Slayer. This thing has Bane by default as well. And then Doll Slayer is ambush, last word, summon a Heartslayer. Interesting. So a little bit of recurrence. Then we have a 5-cost 3/5 silver, Lord of Despair, evolve, select an enemy follower on the field with 4 attack or less, banish it and summon an exact copy of it. Interesting. Evolve, select an enemy follower on the field with 4 attack or less, banish it and summon an exact copy. I assume you summon it to your board. So is this just a stealing card? Very interesting. Then we have the 1-cost spell, Flight of Icarus. Select an artifact follower in your hand and give it rush, and last word, draw a card. Okay, that's fine, I guess. It's actually, this could be cool. Hang on, this could be cool. If this combos with the summoning ones, very interesting. Then we have Embers of Darkness, 2-cost 2/2. Fanfare, add a Gear of Remembrance to your hand. Evolve, select an artifact follower in your hand and give it ward. It can't be destroyed by abilities. Can't be destroyed by abilities. Does this apply to the, at the end of your opponent's turn, destroy this card ability? Because that's an ability. And if so, doesn't that make potentially like not immortal artifacts, but artifacts that can't be destroyed by themselves? That's a weird one. Yeah, that would be a really weird one. Ah, wow. That gives me some ideas that are kind of hideous, I'm not going to lie. 6-cost gold spell, Synchronous Hearts. Summon a Lloyd and summon a Lloyd and Victoria. So we already know what Lloyd is, 6/1 Bane. 6/1 Ward, sorry. He's also puppetry, so he gets Bane off Orcus. Then Victoria. Victoria is new-ish. I mean, she was in base Shadowverse. She's a 3-drop 6/1 rush. Follower strike, deal X damage to the opposing follower. X is his follower's attack. So it works out as a potential just clear card, which is fine. Then we have Zwei, Symphonic Hearts. 5-cost 3/3. Fanfare, summon a Victoria. Whenever an allied puppetry follower enters the field, give it a ward. Not too bad. Interesting one for sure. Could work out pretty well in puppet decks, we'll see. They need a little bit more like mid-game-ish cards. Then we have Cruella, Eternal Arts, the 6-cost 5/4. Fanfare, select an artifact follower in your hand that costs 5 or less and summon an exact copy of it. Super Evolve, give this follower can attack 2 times per turn. This card seems like it's going to be toxic as hell. It's a follow-up directly to Absolute. You can literally just drop Absolute and then potentially this and then just Super Evolve it. I mean, Super Evolve's turn 7, I guess, so it's going to be a little delayed, but hey. Actually, you don't even need to Super Evolve it, sorry. You drop Absolute or Evolve it, you play this, don't Evolve it, summon multiple artifacts off these in general, and then Super Evolve the following turn for double attack. For 10 damage, potentially. So it has to be dealt with the turn that it's played. This card seems like it'll be nutty. We'll have to wait and see exactly how it shakes out, but potentially a really broken card. We'll see. Then we have neutrals. Not too many neutrals here, but we start off with Twin Blade Goblin. We're finally getting Goblin. I know we have the Goblin summoning card, but now we actually have a dedicated Goblin card. A 1-cost 1/1 Fanfare. If there's a super evolved allied follower on the field, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 4 damage. Very cool for a 1-cost, actually. Then we have Dark Side is a 2-cost spell. Select a follower on the field and give it +2, -2. So this could potentially just give you a little bit more damage reach, especially on Storm followers. Could see where this could kind of work. Then we have a 2-cost 2/2 Angelic Maid Fanfare. If you've unlocked Super Evolution, give this follower +3 in ward. Yeah, this card could be abused in Haven. Sure, that sounds great. Then we have Angelic Partner. Then we have a 7/5 gold. Evolve all unevolved allied followers on the field. This card could be pretty nutty in something like Rune, where you can play Dimensional Climb. So you run like 1 or 2 copies of this, you drop all your cards, turn 7, you declimb out of your hole, and you draw this, and then you evolve everything off it. Could be really interesting, we'll see. Then we have Hinika and Jafanaha? I'm really bad at pronouncing that. We'll just call them Firestorm Duo for short, hey? 2 cost 2 gold, enhance 5, evolve this follower. Last word, if this follower is evolved, deal 4 damage to a random enemy follower. Not too bad at all. And then we have the 7 cost 4/2 Odin. Good old Odin. Fanfare, select enemy follower on the field and banish it, and then select enemy card on field and banish it. So this is our only full card banishment, I believe, that actually banishes any card on the field. And it has Storm. You can't really complain. Odin Storm, Odin Storm. That's always what you expect from Odin. And then we have the final card here, I believe, which is a Grimnir Heavenly Gale. 3 cost 2/3 Fanfare, gain the crest. Grimnir Heavenly Gale. This thing has Ward. At the end of your turn, if there's a super evolved allied follower on the field, deal 2 damage to all enemy followers. So potentially a clear for you, which is a very alright card. I feel like this card is the kind of card you could throw in almost any deck and be fine. The crest is permanent. It's not countdown. You're going to keep it. So you play this on turn 3. It's a solid ward. You play this later in Haven. It's a solid ward. You get the Fanfare. Seems solid as fuck. Honestly, can't complain too much. Overall, I think Haven and Portal have some of the more interesting cards. I feel like Rune's cards are kind of meh, especially since Earthright just isn't that strong in general currently with no big hitters, although I guess the recurrence and stuff could kind of work. We'll see. We'll see. Could change. Who knows? Sword just seems like it got some okay cards. Forest got some more fairy support, which doesn't really help it too much, I don't think. Dragons, iffy. There's some okay cards here, but they're definitely pushing the Megalorca stuff, and we don't really have much big hitter-wise in the Megalorca stuff. And the neutrals, I think, have some really solid choices with Angelic Maid, Angelic Partner, and Darkside as some of the standouts, along with obviously Odin and Grimnir being basically auto-includes in some decks at this point. And Twin Blade Golem actually being okay. I think the only one that I don't like as much is the Firestorm Duo, because, meh, kind of neutral on that one. But yeah, overall, some interesting cards coming out. There's only 77, I believe, total. So this card pool is about half of the previous card pool, which puts us in a pretty good spot, it feels like. And the exchange tickets aren't too bad. Again, I'm not too happy if I get Forest, but if I get either of the other two, I'll be pretty happy. Getting the leaders would be kind of sick, and even getting these little village sets would be cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will probably be live a little bit later with the new set. So until then, I'll see you guys.